Hello guys and girls, this is Guy with Curly Hair, and for today's video I'm doing an analysis on this particular journal that I wrote in from April 2023 to about April 2025. Now, I'm not going to read every part of it because this is such a long journal. It's 100 pages and it spans from April of 2023 to April 2025. Now, I'm not going to focus on every part of this journal, but I will focus on bits and pieces of it that I think are uh, pretty important when it comes to reading this journal. It's not of the beginning. Now before we start, I want to say that um, not everything in this journal is fact. That's the main thing to take away from this journal. Not everything in it is fact, and it should not be relied upon as advice for people that are going through the same thing that the writer is going through in this journal. Now, with that out of the way, let's get right into it. Now, for the first part of the journal, it mentions going to eat at Walhalla Steakhouse cafeteria, and then going to Walmart, and then going to Dollar Tree, which is obviously where this journal came from. Um, the Dollar Tree that it was bought from was in Seneca, Walhalla, somewhere in that area. Um, but basically, the beginning part just reads like a typical journal, you know, woke up, ate, etc. But then once we get to the May 1st, 2023 entry, the writer talks about watching a movie called Megan, which is about a robot doll that basically hurts people, and the writer says that uh, they think that AI scares them because of that movie, and they feel like if machines replace humans, then that means humans won't have any functioning in society and will become so dependent on technology that the purpose of human beings will become meaningless. And there's a lot in this journal. Basically, I'm just going through bits and pieces. I'm not going to do every part of this journal. I'm just going to do some parts of it and then talk about a little bit, analyze a little bit of it. um July 2nd, 2023, they talk about, or Sunday, July 2nd, 2023, they talk about going to a Trump rally and how it was as packed as can be, and it took them a while to get in because their brother has cerebral palsy, but they got in. And afterwards they uh went to eat at Steady's, uh and that's pretty much that part. um and then it talks about them starting to do cognitive behavioral therapy on July 5th. And then or it talks about them going to do cognitive behavioral therapy, but they couldn't get to the appointment because of their mom working all day and they had to reschedule it. But then eventually, July 7th, Friday, July 7th, 2023, it talks about them doing cognitive behavioral therapy. And, the therapist basically uh, telling them to prepare a script in their head if someone asks them where do they get this shirt, where do they get this shirt, or where do they get these shoes. They could say these shoes were given to me or this shirt came from Marshall's. Therapist also said to them that adults who the writer thinks is judging them are probably worrying about their own problems, and how they felt after going to the therapist. They felt a lot better than they did when they first got there. Um, so that's pretty much that part of the journal. Some other parts of the journal include the writer starting in January of 2025, um, using an AI answer generator to talk to cartoon animal characters and asking to pet them because the writer's too nervous to ask a dog owner if they can pet their dog due to social anxiety. And then them also talking to uh, fictional Sonic characters using an AI answer generator because they became obsessed with Sonic the Hedgehog after watching the Sonic movies over and over. Um, And it also talks about them have of a a gaming convention in Stone Mountain, Georgia, with Jason Griffith, who voices Sonic and Shadow, and Pete Capella, who voices Silver the Hedgehog, and uh, them being devastated about not being able to go, and them having remorse about it. So they start listening to the songs "My Own Prison" by Creed and the song or "My Own Prison" by Creed because they feel like they're in a prison or something. They feel like they're trapped because they can't go to this event, so they pretty much just feel basically trapped, pretty much. And it also talks about them using GroupMe and how someone on GroupMe that goes by Silver no longer being on GroupMe and pretty much just leaving the app because their parent got on to them about school, and they started listening to Right Here by the band Stained because they just feel like, they don't have anybody to talk to about their hyperfixation with Silver the Hedgehog. Um, it just talks about a lot of stuff. There's just so much in here that, you know, there's just so much in here that it would take an entire video just to go through this entire journal. But that's basically the analysis of this journal. The main takeaway from this journal is this writer deals with a lot of anxiety. They have social anxiety, generalized anxiety. They used to have a major depressive disorder. They also used to have depression in the past. They talk about how in 2021 and 2022 they were in isolation because they lost a lot of close family members in their life. Um, They mention also having the flu twice in 2024, I think, about 2024 in January, and also having it again in 2025, having it twice in 2024 and 2025. And they mentioned the second time having the flu for 6 to 7 days, and how basically during that time period they didn't go out in public at all because of having the flu. Everybody had the flu, not just them, but their mom, their brother, their mom's fiance, all of them had the flu. Um, but that's I'm just reading it just to see what else I can talk about. They also mention a list of food and drinks they like: water, ginger ale, Starry, Hi-C packets, cherry crush drink packets, horchata, aloe vera. Foods they like to eat: chicken nuggets from McDonald's, chicken pad thai, sesame chicken, green curry, chicken korma, meat thali from India Palace, lamb gyro from Arby's and Palmetto Fine Foods, grilled salmon, tilapia, swai fish. Um, they also talk about how not everyone wants a conversation. They go to their urologist and they see him, and their brother tries to talk to someone that works there, and they end up rejecting them, and they end up acting rude to their brother. Um, and how not everyone wants a conversation. Sometimes you have to learn that not everyone wants a conversation, and etc. Um, but there's a lot of stuff in this journal. There's so much in here. There's so much written in here that it would take me forever to talk about it. But that's basically my best analysis of this journal from April 2023 to April 2025. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will one day upload a video where it's basically me reading this entire journal from start to finish. I don't know if you guys would want to see that or not, but let me know in the comments if you guys want to see that or not. That's all for this video. If you guys enjoyed it, like, comment, subscribe. This has been Guy with Curly Hair signing off.